Everything's fine on 93.9 Dublin South FM.
Back to our guest, and my apology for making you wait into the studio. Stephen Salavati, you're very welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
And lovely to talk to you, and lovely to know a little bit about you, but I don't know too much about you. You are the founder and the director of the King's Institute of Higher Education, founder and director, and indeed a music composer as well.
That's right. So I have a very kind of mixed, background. Just do things, I don't identify with specific, positions. So I got graduate in different courses, like in medicine and then marketing and languages, philosophy, so MAs and BAs and all that. The reason was because I think as humans, we need to learn as much as possible every day and night. It wasn't like collecting a couple of papers or degrees and things like this. And the more I study, I realize how stupid I am actually. And it's great to know that you don't know much. Music is actually another one. I think we are all storytellers. Doesn't matter as a doctor, as an author, as whoever, ... right? So why do I do music? Because I got story to tell, Why do I write stories? I write stories as well. I got story to tell. Why do I teach? Trust me, I have story to tell. People who appear to me, be it in my clinic or in my college, they want to change the future. My God, what a great honor to be their leader. I want to be a part of the story.
And when you say your clinic, that means is it one-to-one tuition you give it to the people?
No, it's medical.
Oh, medical clinic.
Yeah, that's right.
So you are medically qualified FRC MBBS?
Yes, well, actually, I qualify as a junior doctor, and I practiced for many years. I couldn't do my in-hospital service because I was traveling for the past 35 years. I left Iran when I was just 20. So
interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting background you have. So sure. you grew up in Iran, and then you moved to where?
I moved to so many countries. So the target was to eventually come to Ireland. But it was very difficult, with the regime change and everything. So we couldn't get visa and stuff like that. So for me, it was just like, and I got married when I was very young. And, so...
Iranian lady? Or?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But then we divorced and separated and all that. But what happened was I moved from Iran when I was only 21. I got job offered by London University's, branch in Greece, in Athens, CMA.
Interesting.
So I worked there for about, I was just a very tender age of 21,
In Greece?
In Greece, yeah. And prior to that, I was working in Iran, for different universities as, international advisors because I was studying different universities and colleges. So they offered me a room to give advice to people who had gotten scholarships from the Iranian government, And I wrote actually my first book when I was only 6 years old. It was just like a small book, like at home. So, write storyboarding, stuff like this. But my first book ever was published in Iran when I was only, I think, 17.
Interesting.
And then the rest was actually abroad. But the reason I moved to Greece was, the job offer. Then I moved to Bulgaria, Turkey, then, Czech Republic, France, then England. And then eventually in Ireland for the past almost 29 years now.
30 years, almost 29, 30
And, the way I look at it is like, I think that we're all from another planet. So for me, we're all the same, really, honestly. I believe it. Yeah.
Are you still in the move or you settled down here?
No, I am settled down because, you see, Ireland is my mother, where my father is Iran.
Interesting. Very good.
That's my take on the two countries.
Okay. Parents are still alive?
My father passed away about some 30 years ago. My mom is still alive, living in Iran. And yeah.
All right. Iran, looking back, post Khomeini and after Khomeini, I know a bit of a history about Iran because of my interest in the region itself. What's your take on that?
First of all, I don't believe when people say, I'm just an actor, I'm a doctor, and I'm not a politician. I think we are all involved in in a kind of like, political way. We are politicians in some ways. I think no government is perfect. Mm-hmm. And I think it takes a lot of bravery for any ex-government to accept their flaws and to realize the best ever thing given to them is serving people. That is like amazing. Mm. That is amazing. And, I think you have to invest in people. People are your first, field of investment.
Yeah.
You go against them, you got a problem there.
Yeah. But just to shed a tiny bit of, light on the revolution itself, they call it Islamic Revolution, and Islamic Revolution of the world rather than the Iran. And the reverberation of that to the rest of the end is spring, the, what do you call it, spring revolution and all the other revolution around the world and things like that.
Sure.
I mean, obviously, he himself has grudges with the Shah, the ruling, the monarchy, which has been there for years and years. And he was subject to, his family was affected. I think his bandits were killed, his father, grandfather, something like that.
Sure.
So it was like a personal vendetta as well. But he was talking about how people, resources were being given to the Americans, and the Americans were controlling through Shah and vis-a-vis oil and gas.
Sure.
And he wanted to claim it back for the public and people. And that's the reason for his revolution, is to give the natural resources, that if you have a cherry orchard, the first bite of cherry, you give it to the public.
Sure.
But no, the cream of the resources from the oil and gas was going to the Americans.
Yeah.
And that was his reason for creating the revolution. But obviously, he along the line, a lot of people were not being happy about it. The way it went ahead and killed a lot of people, declared as an enemy of the state or enemy of corrupt on earth was the word, the phrase.
You see, my take personally is like, I have to accept I'm not perfect, and if there are people against me, it's like, bring your case forward. Please talk to me. By killing you personally, or harassing you, or putting you in a cave, that means that I'm wrong, right?
That's right.
And if you prove me right, thank you so much. But if you prove me wrong, thank you so forever, because I try to make myself better. Maybe I don't like it. You told me I'm wrong, and you prove it. Great. I make myself better. Otherwise, why would I be a leader?
Yeah.
Being a leader for a country or leader, I hope I never be leader of any countries, because I would give everything I've got to people that live on the street naked, to be honest. I mean, it's
so
just,
you're socialist in that sense. You're approach.
No, to be honest, look, I don't classify myself or identify with any groups or, I don't know, categories or, any phase. Like, no, I'm me. The only thing I identify with is the endless universe. That's where we all come from.
Sure.
And I think it's wonderful.
Great.
So I think if you get angry because somebody is going against you, that means there's something wrong for sure, right? And we look at the evidence, forget about scientific approach or not, just observe. If not happy, people not happy, please do something about it. Talk to them.
Talk to them, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're a Muslim, you're a Christian, and, I have no religion myself. I have faith, right? So
are you agnostic, or do you believe in God?
I don't believe in anything. I believe in the beauty of Jesus himself, and Jesus never said, follow me, call yourself Christian.
Okay.
So I don't believe in markets the humans created. I'm sorry, I'm just saying from my point of view. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. I don't know. That's the way, do you know what I mean? And my thing is like, that love for reality, not love just giving yourself without any kind of, awareness like it. So I think be borderless.
Okay.
Be like, that's what we are. We are energy, right?
Of course.
We're small, we're on a kind of rotating rock called the earth. Where we got to go? Nowhere unless we release ourselves from this body. So be like a great energy.
Super. Despite all of your qualification and your, the work that you do at the Institute of Higher Education, you are also a composer, music composer, with a love for music.
Music always played a big role in our life. Like even my father used to play flute, or he was the member of the Iranian gymnastic team, right? So I ended up with judo.
Okay.
And incidentally, not to show off, right? In the history of the Irish sport, I became the only non-Irish-born captain of the judo national team, masters. And I'm no longer, because I got so, busy doing other stuff, but I created a Nin-Judo federation, and we had about over 3,000, followers. And we created our kimonos and stuff. But music, absolutely, like Indian music, Bee Gees, Elvis Presley, a mixture of Iranian music. So I think I was very blessed to be in Middle East, in the center of all this Western and Eastern coming and going. The house was just, we wake up to music. That's how my mom woke us up.
Wonderful. So I'm going to take some of your tracks that you've created and put it on YouTube, which I'll give an address at the end of our interview. But first track, I'll play Broken Promise. Beautiful track. Wonderful, wonderful. Tell me when and how you composed that and what motivated you. Do you remember what day was and how you created this track?
Actually, I would say definitely about 2 years ago, this particular track. And on YouTube channel, I actually uploaded everything, opened my channel about last year, September. I'm very proud to say I'm very close to 1 million followers now.
Wow.
I am actually, yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
And it's such a great honor.
Wonderful.
And basically, I always wanted to create music, but it was so high, it was very expensive prior to the age of, digital age.
Digital age, yeah.
To hire the musicians and, writing music, it was like nightmare. Now it's totally different. So I kind of almost 1/3 of that music is actually digitized. But still you have to play on different keyboards and, you have to really familiarize yourself with all the tools coming from the BBC orchestral sort of, software. But then drums, guitar, piano is for real. So I'm doing all of it together, right?
Wow.
It's not a big deal, but you know what? Yeah. I got a story to tell. And no matter what it takes, I go all the way in. So, I took actually a course in music as well years ago in Dublin, where it was on Drury Street. Dublin School of Music. Now they're gone. They're gone.
Yeah.
I was there and one of the best students, So we performed guitar, Narciso Yepes, and, I was a guitar player and a dancer and singer. We performed
saxophone?
No, I never played actually
jazzy instrument.
No, it was actually, what I love was just like Elvis Presley, because I'm very kind of like influenced by the king, the real king, right?
Okay.
And tenor as well. I love this too. Yeah. And there's so many great groups. But I went into choir group, and I think choir gospel music is of course fascinating. It is fascinating. So even in Bulgaria, I was singing in different, places, choir and all that. So I don't follow any specific kind of music, but that music particularly is from an album called Journey. Because I uploaded 3 different categories, and this is only a minuscule of what I've got actually in mind.
You've got a huge material. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So it's that's coming, and basically its journey is about our life as humans, from the ups and downs, the glorious times, and kind of like disastrous moments we go through. So the music is telling all this, and every track has different names, and it's actually sort of like resonance with. It has a resonance with the life itself, right? Yeah. And there are actually 2 other albums, and the one is actually the Epic of Kells, which is massive. It's about almost 174 tracks and still counting. I just uploaded, I think, about 10 of them. Yeah.
Interesting.
And this comes with a book, because I do illustration as well.
Okay.
So it's going to be a huge book illustration with the telling stories, my voiceover, and the tracks would be also kind of accompanying my voice, and also comes as a separate disc as well. So I don't know where you're going to stop, but the story is epic, is really huge.
Of course.
And I got inspired by the Celtic culture. I love Ireland. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it, from my perspective. I don't know if it's true or like whatever it is,
No.
And, mixing it with the
thought which is
mythology of Iran,
is coming in my head is there's a lot of foreigners who are not born in Ireland, but working and living in creative industry and education industry are influenced and motivated by the Celtic music and Celtic culture.
Yeah.
I think there's a book out there or some sort of a compilation of all those personalities who are not Irish, but in love with the Irish music, Irish, Irish content and Celtic music, Celtic thing, as you probably said. Sean Noss's, music, Sean Davey and all those guys who were there. Sure. The other track I'm going to play is Eternity. That's the second track I've chosen from your YouTube channel, which I'm going to, as I said, I'll give you the listeners the address in the end. So we'll just take a track of Eternity, please. Lovely track, Eternity. The next track that I'm going to talk to you about is Melody of Life. Again, these tracks are your sort of like close to your heart, or do you have more sort of like more tracks which are more favorite to you?
Very hard for me actually to pick one as my favorite. I think, like I said, just a story I've got to tell.
Sorry,
and each one of them, resonates a page of my storytelling.
Okay.
So a lot of times, because I live in Bray, in beautiful Bray, and I work in Dublin, so traveling by dart, a lot of music actually plays in my head.
Wow.
So as soon as I get to work, before I start lecturing, I just record it, just singing it out or writing the music. And on the way back, I work on it again in my head. Mm-hmm. So could be about 2:00 in the morning, I'm still doing the piano, recording it. And day by day, day in and out, that's what I'm doing. So actually, it's a lot of kind of history, feelings, and sensations about it.
Do you want to talk about your college, your address, website,
sure,
or whatever?
Sure thing. But the college is actually, the website is kingsinstitute.academy.
KingsInstitute.academy.
.academy, that's right.
So, and it's a private college?
It's a private college, yes. That's right, yes. And we're actually on Molesworth Street, number 20.
Number 20, Molesworth Street.
20 Molesworth. We're only a stone throw from the Parliament.
Oh, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, we got a lot of protestations and the sounds coming in. What do we want?
Wonderful. That must be a very expensive place to
No, it's not actually. I have to say it's a beautiful building, but it's a small kind of college, very, very small college,
Very good. I know Molesworth Street very well because a friend of mine has just moved into number 1 Molesworth Street.
Oh, right.
Which is a
the other
solicitor. The solicitor's office, Simmons & Simmons. But AIB is now built their place headquarter there, one of the headquarters at the old passport office.
Yeah, it used to be passport office. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So you're in the heart of the city. Wow.
We are indeed.
Wonderful. So once again, www.KingsInstitute.academy.
And the YouTube channel is just Stephen Salvati Music.
I was just going to say that. Your YouTube channel is Stephen Salavati. Salavati Music, and that is Stephen StephenSalvati. Music is the audio channel. Thank you very much, Stephen, for coming along in the studio and sharing your work and your knowledge and your music. And I wish you the best of luck with your work with the college. And most welcome to come back anytime you like in the studio. This is Apna Radio. I try to cover as many wide stories as possible. As you said, that we're all storytellers, and I'm the master of a storyteller, mother of all a storyteller on air, trying to tell the audience and the listeners to what's going on with people's life. And I'm fascinated by the actual human capacity that it stretches so wide and large in different areas. If you stretch in a destructive way, you can destroy the planet. If you stretch in a productive way and a constructive way, you can help humanity and you can build the world for the future generations. But and this is what my passion and compassion is through the radio, through my social media, is to tell the world that, hey guys, it's not worth fighting. It's not worth creating wars. The oldest phrase is make love, not war. Love, is mother of all eternity. And, creating the peace in the world is another challenge that we all humanities, and we keep talking about it. Yet at the same time, you open the news and it's riddled with the wars, the war in Gaza, war in Middle East, where it has been going on forever, war in Ukraine and Russia and everything. So mankind has a lot to learn as we live, as we grow old. And perhaps your wisdom in your college is providing all that. So once again, cap it, what subjects you provide there?
English language. Mm-hmm. Then we have preschool, actually, for pre-university, preparation courses for medicine and brain studies.
Wonderful. Brain studies. Yeah. My goodness. I love to enroll in your college.
You are more than welcome.
Thank you so much,
My
Stephen.
pleasure. Thank you so much.
And I'll end the program with a melody of life.